Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today.
All right, this is day 5 of the calendar, 5th of December, and I'm here with the gang from the News Bay. Hey guys! Yay! So this is a special edition drinking beer with Don and the gang. We're having a darts night. So this is beer number 5. So yeah, we're gonna find out what it is. Ooh. It looks doesn't look dark. All right, so sniff. Little hoppy, right? What do you guys smell?
Little hoppy.
Anyone? What do you smell? Anyone?
It's pretty tame. Little bit of fruit.
Yeah. Definitely has some hops to it.
Yeah. Sort of grapefruit.
Has a good gas flavor to it.
Oh, they're supposed to.
Other way,
This to me feels like an IPA. Or a pale ale. No, maybe pale ale. It could be a pale ale.
It's a pale.
Pale.
But not a strong one.
I'm with Graham over there.
No.
Graham knows his
A
stuff.
bit nondescript.
Yeah, but it's nondescript. It's not. I'm hoping for something darker than this one, but
It's pretty smooth.
It's pretty yellow. Yeah.
it's not bad.
It's like a summer
Yeah.
patio.
It's like a sample.
It's like to me, this is in the 7s. I'm thinking.
Oh, north. Yeah.
It's not bad actually. Smooth. I'm gonna say 7.8. The hops come out.
Not sure I pay money for it.
Good call.
Maybe 7.8.
7.8.
Tastes like another.
Okay. All right, guys. Cheers. Cheers.
It's like
Salute. Salute.
Drinking with
when are you going to do the unveil?
Oh, we gotta do that now.
Salute.
All right. So what are we drinking?
Going to do that on camera?
It's a Pils. Tango Euro Pils.
Tango Euro.
Yeah.
How do they describe it?
Who's got glasses? Who can read that? Okay, research. Went on the internet. Fieldhouse Brewing is in Abbotsford, as we talked about. This is actually day 6, technically speaking, but I'm recapping what we did last night. We had a few beer last night, so I wasn't really, it wasn't in good shape to be able to do what I'm doing now. Nevertheless, from the website, for this Tango Euro Pils, once again, 4.4% alcohol, IBU, not sure, and it didn't say. But here's what the website, here's what it says. Another passion project, lager, designed by our head brewer. This Pilsner features Czech floor malted Pilsner malt and German Munich malt for a robust grain expression. Fermented cool and hopped with modern German Tango hops, so that's where the Tango comes from, for an extra crisp and slightly fruity finish. The balance of crisp bitterness and malt character is a big wet chef's kiss. So this one surprised us, surprised all of us. We thought we were thinking IPA or pale ale. It was a Pilsner. And on hindsight, reflection, yes, because it was, in the notes you'll see, it was a little fruity, but also it was nice and easy, as a Pilsner should be. It was crisp. So, hard to say if I would have kept the score at 7.8. As I say, some beer had already been consumed before and after, so we're going to leave it at that. Nevertheless, this is one of those cases where I recommend you give this one a try, because we may not be doing it justice with the score of 7.8. I think it was a good beer. So try this one. Oh, as an aside, this is the same brewery that did the apple pie and ice cream sour that I turned out I really liked last year. These guys put on some very interesting beer. So also, I check out their website too. All right, cheers. December 6th, beer number 6. Without any further ado, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. This is definitely going to be the calendar with hops and citrus, because I smell it right away as I'm pouring it. All right. Once again, cloudy. Getting a familiar theme here, aren't we? I smell a bit of citrus, and I smell mild hops. I'm not even going to try to guess what this is, because I didn't do that well on the last one. Let's find out. It's mild. It's got a tang to it, but not sour. It's just an interesting flavor. It's relatively smooth. It's got a bit of bitterness, so maybe IBUs in the 30s, I'm guessing. It's got nice cloudy. It's got nice color. It's got nice head when they poured it. It is refreshing. It's an all-around reasonable beer. But once again, it's not saying wow. I'm having a hard time with this one. I'm torn. It's around the high 7s, low 8s mark. Do I like it as much as the Pilsner I had yesterday? Probably not. 7.7. Let's see what we got. Okay, I know this beer. It's Vancouver Island Brewing Mystic Haze Pale Ale. It's a hazy pale ale. I've had this. In fact, I've had it at the Rocking Horse Pub, local brewery, or local watering hole. And it matches, now that I see the can, it matches what I thought. Here's the scoop. Yes, from Vancouver Island Brewing out of Victoria, this is the Mystic Haze Pale Ale, so it's a hazy pale. 4.5% alcohol by volume, 30 IBUs. So, yeah, actually, I kind of guessed right, except for the fact I wasn't sure what kind of beer it was. But it certainly fits the profile of several other beer we've already had, or I've already had in this calendar. So I'm not sure what's going on, because they're all starting to blend together. The website says this: our coastal sea wolves are anything but ordinary. Their calming, captivating presence is shrouded in mystique. And on the can, as you see on the screen, there is a wolf on the label. Anyway, this hazy pale ale channels their energy into a sessionable, intensely juicy hop-forward ale. It's perfect for sharing with your pack. And it goes on to say its flavor note says ripe pineapple and coconut hop with orange and tropical fruit flavor. So they definitely have loaded this thing up with fruit, and I got the citrus as you will right away. And now I can smell. Now that I've read it, I can actually smell the coconut. And I didn't notice that before. So fair enough. The eyes and the mind and the nose maybe all connect at some point. So it's an interesting beer. Still an average beer. 7.7 is the score. December 7th. Beer number 7, and of course, the day that Pearl Harbor was attacked 82 years ago. Right, well, let's get on with the beer. I'm keeping my fingers crossed we're going to finally get something a little darker, a little sweeter, a little richer. Getting tired of these citrusy, hoppy beer. I think we may be in luck. It looks dark on the can. Well, let's find out. Not as such. It's still pretty light. Oh, this one's got smells like a sour. Another one of my favorites. We're having a good run so far, if it is. As in, not. Definitely doesn't smell like the citrusy, hoppy ones we've had in the past. So there's something else going on here. A little cloudy, but not bad. It's a sour. My taste buds are not, my nose buds weren't wrong. It's a sour. Cascadia, you're hurting me here. Where's the dark beer I love? Maybe tomorrow. Someone's taken a perfectly good beer and wrecked it. Maybe that's a little harsh. Once again, full disclosure, I don't like sours in general. I can't even say they're growing on me. I had, last year there was one that I thought was, it surprised me. So far this one's not surprising me in a good way. Beyond sour, beyond it's kind of grabbing your face and scrunching your nose, there is a fruity flavor of some sort. Can't tell you what fruit it is though. It's not bad, it's not great. It's a sour. So right now I'm cogitating whether it's going to be in the 6s or the 7s. I don't want to let my bias rule too much, but I'm leaning towards 6s. I guess, after all, this is my opinion, so. I will say it's refreshing. Sure. This would be nice. This would be nice on a patio. But it's almost a little too heavy for a summer beer. It's refreshing, but it's still got a heaviness to it. So, I don't know. Can't categorize this. I guess I'm going to have to open it up and see what it is. Oh, score. 6.8. That's what I'm going to give it. That's because it's a sour, and it's not telling me anything different than it's a sour. Okay! It's from Four Winds Brewery, and it's called Take 5, a blended sour ale with Omaija berries. Well, that must be the flavor I don't recognize because I've never heard of Omaija berries. I bet there's something maybe oriental or exotic. Four Winds Brewing out of Delta, BC made this beer. It's called Take 5. It's listed as a blended sour ale with Omaija berries, like I mentioned before. 6% alcohol, 8 ABU, which is relatively low. And in fact, I agree with that because I really couldn't taste any bitterness at all. So here's what here's what the website says. We recently teamed up with Mr. Lee Brewing Company, our like-minded friends from across the Pacific, to bring you a blended sour ale that uses one of Korea's most enigmatic fruits, the Omaija berry. So I got that right because I said this, maybe it's an Asian fruit. That's maybe why I didn't recognize it. Anyway, nevertheless, it goes on to say, reveal in the fusion of 5 distinct fragrant flavors: sweet, salty, sour, spicy, and bitter. I get the salty now. Now that I know to think about salt, because it caught me by surprise. It goes on to say, delightfully sweet, tangy, and refreshingly tart. Take 5 is a blend of mixed culture barrel beers and dried Omaija or Mija. Take your taste buds for a ride while you discover the multidimensional delights of this delectable sour ale. Well, see right off the bat, you know me and sours. I suppose if you like sours, you should try this because there's some stuff going on. It is refreshing. It's just not for me. So, December 8th, beer number 8. Without any further ado, as they say, I'm hoping for a dark beer. I really am. Please, 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 please. It's a dark beer. All right. I wonder what we got. I am so excited. Smells good. It's got a very dense foam, like it's nitrogen based. Definitely has a bit of tang to it. Maybe some chocolate. Let's find out. I'm so excited. It's got some depth to it. It's not bad. Coffee, chocolate. You can definitely taste the roasted malts, which is lovely. Not too bitter. It's hard to tell when you get a really dark beer how bitter it is because there's so much else going on. I'm going to wild ass say it's the IBUs between 20 and 40. Yeah, I think this is a stout. It's got some good chew to it. It's got a bit of character. It's got body. I like it. This is going to be in the 8s for sure. Cascadia, you made me wait for a good beer like this. I hope you're taking note. I like this. It's got a bit of esters on the tongue too, so there's some alcohol content, I think. It's got a really round, rich flavor to it. If I compared this to the porter we had, it was beer number 2. This is better. This is a more complex beer. I quite like it. I'm curious to see what it's going to be, but before I have to score it. 8.5. I'm going to give it 8.5. I really like it, but I don't want to make it too high because I think there will be better. But that is really good. So let's see what we got. Okay. It's called the Cascadian Dark Ale from a brewery called Deadfall Brewing. I wonder if there's any relationship between the Cascadian Dark Ale and Cascadia. Anyway, Deadfall Brewing out of Prince George, British Columbia. On the can it says a Cascadian Dark Ale, but in fact it also is another. It's a similar name is a black IPA and 6.5% alcohol, 55 IBUs. So as I say, dark ales often and stouts often mask because of their heaviness, the amount of hops they have in them. I guess 20 to 40 IBU, 55. Yeah, that's reasonable. Now, at the website and on the can it says, this CDA, which is Cascadian Dark Ale, aka Black IPA, is a beautiful balance of rich roasty malts and dank, piney, citrusy hops. Chocolatey, hoppy, smooth. Well, I agree with all those statements. This is one of those beers that it's exactly as advertised. In fact, I gave Carolyn a wee sniff and a sip, and she said, oh, it's got a bit of citrus in it. So she noticed the citrusy hops where I did not. So she has a good nose. Interestingly enough, Deadfall Brewing also has a beer I'd like to try. It's called a Breakfast Stout. Why? Because apparently it has coffee in it. How can that be bad? Anyway, I definitely think you should, if you're following this and you want to try beer, I go look for this dark ale. It's quite nice. I maintain a score of 8.5. Cheers. Okay, so to recap, the last 4 beer had a bit of a rough 4 days, I think. A little disappointed in the first 3 beer. Made up for it with this beer. So I'm happy again. Stay tuned in 4 days for the next 4 beer. Hope you enjoy this. Cheers.